What throws me off, though, is you have the natural light coming in.
Yeah,
too.
no, those are like
Whoa.
wells. That is the coolest thing
Now,
ever.
that's how you teach your kids how to play some hockey.
This month's episode, we are going to be talking about what really sells a house. Are we talking curb appeal or cat pee? Stay tuned.
Oh my God!
All right, so welcome back, and we are going to be talking a lot about what really draws buyers. Is there a science to it? Is it more of just a woo-ha of the world and absorption and feng shui? Like, what are your thoughts, Jimmy B?
Well, there is a lot that can attract and deter a buyer, that is for sure.
Yeah, definitely on the deter part. So, like I said before, cat pee. Oof.
Yeah.
Flowers?
Yes, smells are a big one, curb appeal.
Yep.
But, we'll get more into this, but, your first showing is really online.
Of course. So we got to make sure you look the best before anybody even shows up to your house.
Right, absolutely.
All right. Well, I love that.
It's time to rate this listing. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Let us ask Jimmy B and Annie. Oh.
And in this segment, we get to rate this listing again, where we get to look at a listing with you guys at the same exact time, one that we have never seen before.
Yep.
And we are going to give you our reactions, what we think of it. We're going to rate it and actually guess the price on it.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got today.
All right.
All right, so we have a
Ooh.
4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 4,000 almost square foot home
It's huge.
in
Colorado. Whoop, whoop.
All right. One of the areas where you and I may end up one day.
Right?
We'll see.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
See what we got here.
Bertha.
Okay.
Cute.
So on the surface, looks like a nice cookie cutter HOA Florida home that we're used to.
Right. I have to say, the grass is almost too green. I was wondering if it's artificial turf.
It almost looks like it's a brand new home, like brand new construction.
It totally looks like new
and if not,
construction.
they take really good care of it.
No, my bet is that this is less than 2 years old.
Great front photo. I'm not a fan of the tree blocking half the house, but, other than that, that's a great photo.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I like it. Right? At the same time, no less. Dang it. Okay, look at those. We have great blinds, those plantation shutter, the wood ones. The floors look fantastic. I love the ceilings with that extra decorative. The tray ceilings kind of look to it. It's light and bright. This is definitely a newer build.
I will say one thing I love about it is it looks like, and it may not be, but it has the appearance of real hardwood.
Oh, yeah.
Which we don't get that very much here in Florida,
No.
and especially in the Tampa area. We get all the new luxury vinyl plank that's
Right.
becoming not luxury in my opinion.
I know. Well,
But anyway.
we also have to deal with humidity here compared to Colorado, so
Yeah, so the
there's that.
kitchen, looks like a typical Florida kitchen to me. I mean, it looks like we got some granite or quartz countertops. Can't really tell which one. The whites, which is pretty in right now.
Ugh.
And then I got to say, though, those bar stools, those look like the same exact ones you and I have in our house, but they are not green.
Different color.
Yeah, they have that rustic,
Ours are teal, thank you very much, not green.
teal, green, whatever.
There's a difference. The kitchen-wise, it does look like it's very standard for new construction builds and everything.
Yeah.
I don't see a pantry, and it looks a little tight in terms of just space overall. I see how they did that diamond or the triangle for the kitchen island, but I'm not a huge fan of it personally.
Yeah.
Your little eat-in area for the
Yeah, it's a gorgeous
breakfast
home,
nook.
just very cookie cutter.
right. Not bad, not bad.
Let's see what else we got.
Ooh, the bedroom.
Okay.
They got a boob light for you.
Boob light. That's funny. All
Right.
So we got carpet, which, some people love carpet. Some people hate carpet in the bedroom. It's a personal preference.
Then they put a carpet on the carpet.
Yeah, that's different. And then there's the ensuite.
It only has one sink. I'm out. Boom, done.
I don't understand
Can't do it.
why builders make vanities like that. If you're going to have a countertop that big, why not have a dual vanity?
Right?
I don't know.
Look at the cabinets too. Those drawers in the middle. The fact that there's no hardware is bugging me.
Yeah, that would drive me crazy.
Right?
Kind of reminds me of our broken microwave handle at home.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I love how they staged this house. Like the furniture, the pieces. Like I'm not sure if they actually live here like this or if they just like made sure to make it look really well. It's very welcoming. I mean, besides the sign, it says welcome.
I do love how they have like a picture on the Alexa thing too.
Right, that shows all this. Look, the baby's room.
Dude,
so cool.
bro, bruh.
I love that.
Hilarious.
Oh, we got kids. So I
Okay.
got family. Okay, see, like for a kid's room, this is totally fine. Like I wouldn't feel like you have to stage it. It's a secondary bedroom. You have, a family's clearly
Here's
still
my
living
favorite
here.
part about this room, right? And this is just me being judgy. You got Tupac in the top left.
Uh-huh.
And then you got Iron Man over to the right. And then above Iron Man, we got hockey.
Yeah. Endless hockey. I love it.
you know,
Like, hockey players only.
Yeah.
And there's an R2D2
And they're
print.
Canadians fans, which Spider-Man. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh, the Capitals. Forget it. I'm out.
Oh my gosh. Ew.
Oh, wait. So the secondary bathroom has 2 sinks? What the crap?
Yeah, I don't like that. And then why is there a thing that says sauna in the bathroom?
That's just a design aesthetic. Whatever.
Yeah, but like it's not a sauna.
Not my problem. Oh, look at the
Ooh.
basement. Oh, okay. So they are hockey
Colorado.
fans, but look, they have all the teams. Okay, so they're true hockey fans.
Well, there looks like they have the Caps and the Canadians.
Boo, boo.
Where's the Lightning stuff?
They even have
guys?
Vikings and
That's a cool little. Okay, let's be fair though. Like for like a basement or what? You lived in Colorado
Yeah,
for
yeah,
10 years.
it's a
like,
basement.
That's called a walkout, or is that a basement?
no, this is a basement. It's not a walkout. What a walkout would be is that you actually have doors where you can open them and literally walk out to your backyard.
Okay.
So this is more of a traditional, like you see those wells. Those are like that's how you get your natural light in the basement.
Dude, if we ever move to Colorado, I want a man cave like under the ground like this. But what throws me off though is you have the natural light coming in.
Yeah,
too.
no, those are like
Whoa.
wells. That is the coolest thing
Now
ever.
that's how you teach your kids how to play some hockey.
right?
All right, I can't
In
judge
your
these guys
basement.
no more. That's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, someone's going to be
Now, where's the
pro.
UFC ring to teach them how to fight? That's what I'm looking for. Come on, what do we got here? Is
Oh,
that-
but they're practicing their golf. You got some drag. Look at that. You see the golf balls. I
Man.
guarantee you there's a projector. They're
yeah.
practicing their drive. That's
no,
their
totally.
swings and
It's
stuff.
totally cool.
Yeah.
I just,
In their garage. They don't actually use their garage as a garage.
I'm just telling you, it'd be if it was my kids. I love the hockey rink, but put a little fighting ring in there. Teach them how to fight. Throw them the shirt over the head. You ever see Mighty Ducks?
Throw the shirt over.
Throw them over the head.
Yeah.
and-
Look at the backyard.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I expect these kids to be pros.
I want to know who owns this house.
Right? Like they definitely have one vision for where this family's going.
That
and
is
it's all
a
pro.
Really cool outdoor area. Now, I will say I love
Like
that
the
view of
lounge
the
bed.
mountains too in the background.
Except that's from the front of the house, not their backyard. So,
Wait, what?
well, look, we're looking at the backyard.
Oh, right.
so
Right. But
the
still,
mountain's on
it's-
the other
it's
side.
Still pretty cool.
So basically, from their backyard, they're looking at the plains because that's west view, the front.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. This is one of those situations though where, like, if you're selling the house as is, you literally need to find the right buyer who's obsessed with hockey, who has kids. So now here's the question:
Okay, it's 4,000 square feet.
what do you think the price is?
It's a newer build. We definitely have a lot of extras that they put into the house. The backyard was awesome. Not only the hockey rink, but you saw like the lounge area, like the fire pit and all that stuff with the lighting. So 4,000 square feet. I'm guessing that they're going to be around like $1 million.
I'm gonna guess 1.3 million.
Ooh, that high?
Well, before we see it, you and I did tour homes in Colorado in 2019, and most of the ones we were looking at
Yeah.
were around the $1 million mark, and they
Right.
were smaller than that. But I don't know this
True.
area of Colorado.
Right, we don't know
So,
exactly
Drum
where.
roll. What
Let's
do we
see.
got?
What we got?
Not
What?
even close.
Okay, clearly they're not close to Denver then.
Okay.
They got to be out in like the sticks somewhere.
Okay.
To have a 4,000 square foot home at 685.
685,000. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, 2017 built. See? Okay, so it is newer. It's not as new as I thought. So they've been really taking great care of this house.
Yeah. I'm really curious how far in the sticks it's in. We'll have to
Yeah,
look at that later.
it's definitely not. Wow.
Okay, so now here's a really $1 million question.
maybe closer to Fort Collins.
So for our viewers watching who
Yeah.
may not know this, Annie O is an avid hockey fan, and she loves the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Colorado Avalanche
There's no unfortunate. It's okay to
Who'd you
have
root
any
for when they
sibling
played each other in the Stanley Cup a couple years ago?
Tampa.
Were you mad when the Avalanche won?
Not exactly.
Exactly. So now the question is, with all the hockey stuff in the basement, the hockey
Yeah.
stuff in the kids' rooms, the
Right.
hockey stuff in the backyard,
Yeah.
what does Annie O rate this listing?
Oh, it's actually
Especially knowing it's a 4,000 square foot house, has a basement, which probably is not counted in the square footage.
No, it is.
And
is
it's
finished.
only less than $700,000.
I see where they put all their extra money, and it was for all the hockey stuff, which because of where we are and like we don't have kids playing hockey, that it actually hurts it for us. Like,
Agreed.
I wish more was done with the kitchen, the master bedroom, the bathroom. Like, no, that was all hard for me. So honestly, for me, this is like a 6. Like, I love all the extra stuff. I love how well kept it is, but I would not be moving into this house even at that price. It would actually need work.
For me, it's a 7.3.
Yeah.
That is my review. It's a 7.3. I'm just going to leave
7.3.
it at there.
Boom.
And that does it for this segment. Rate that listing.
Right, listen. All right, so the main reason we're talking about this month is buyer buzzkill. Things basically that are buyers, they point out, they notice immediately, and like sellers totally oblivious to. I gotta say the first thing for me personally that I always notice, smells. Hands down, smells.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. I can tell you in the last year, I distinctly remember going on more than one showing where we would get to the house. This was an awkward one actually because the owner was home and he
I love that.
he wasn't vacating, right? So he let us in,
Yeah.
and then he literally just sat in the kitchen, like he wouldn't even go outside. And what happened was, the minute we walked in the front door, the wife, they also asked us to take off our shoes, right?
Yeah, you're like, okay,
So
no
the
problem.
wife goes in. She was already upset. She had to take off her shoes, but then she smelled what smelled like cat pee. And then we look around just in the foyer area, right in the entryway.
Yeah.
And we saw like there was cat condos, litter boxes. Their carpet was completely destroyed going up the stairs. So there was obviously cats in the house that maybe not taking care of at the level they were supposed to. And the buyer literally looked at me and she's like, James, no, I'm not going to waste your time. Like, no. I went into the kitchen where the seller was. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, the
It's not gonna
animal
happen.
smells just too much for my buyer. They're going to pass. He was obviously very upset, but, you know, to him, he probably doesn't smell. He didn't know it. And then we just left. Like, it was awkward for me, but
right, like, hey.
that was something the buyer instantly knew.
Yeah, sellers, like we call it nose blind because
Yep.
it's just their area. and they
Cigarettes,
never-
smoke.
Oh, cigarettes are really, that's
That's
painful.
the worst because it's one of the
Yep.
hardest things to get rid of, too.
Like at least with like cat piss, like you can like clean that up and you get rid of the ammonia smell and everything, unless it's like in the carpet. But when it's cigarettes, it's embedded like in everything. And we've had a hard time where they literally have to like repaint, get rid of furniture, things like that. Because even like those ozone bombs barely work to like really get rid of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, smell, definitely. That's like number one. I'd say the next one that we noticed too that maybe sellers really don't pay attention to is like the lighting of a house, where the sellers are so used to like, obviously they have their lamps and like whatever light fixtures they have, where buyers will really pick up being like, hey, this is like really dark.
Yeah.
Even when they're like all the windows are open, they're like the house just isn't bright enough.
Yeah, I think the comment I get a lot with that one when
Yeah.
there's not enough natural light is that it doesn't feel like a home.
Oh yeah, cave-like. I've heard people say like it's a cave.
It feels like a cave. It doesn't feel like warm and cozy.
Right.
Like that somewhere that they want to spend the next 5, 10, 15, 30 years in.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I would say is the overall curb appeal. Because
yeah.
in my opinion, and from what I've noticed over the years, a lot of homeowners who want to sell their home, some of them are really picky and they'll make it look amazing. But a lot of them, you know, they pull into the driveway, they go in through their garage, which is very typical here in Florida.
Right, yeah.
And I think most of them just don't look at their landscaping or their front curb
Yeah.
appeal enough.
Like it's fine.
And then, you know, a lot of times you'll get an inexperienced agent who doesn't advise the seller to take care of the curb appeal, and then when the buyer pulls up, they already may have a bad impression, right?
They're like,
and then you also think about curb appeal too, and how important that is. Your first showing is always where?
Online.
Online. And what's the first photo required to be?
Your front of the house.
The exterior front of the house.
Yep.
So if you don't have a really sexy picture for that and your curb appeal sucks, everyone has ADHD nowadays. Thank you, Amazon. And they'll literally just click next and like,
that's it.
You're done. You're
Yeah.
done. Like, they're not going to come back and they're not going to look at your listing because they're going to think it sucks.
And I've seen it where like they did clean up or they hadn't, their house was well kept and everything because they were living there. And then say they left because they were moving. And then you go to the house and they stopped maintaining it. So all of a sudden you go there, the grass is overgrown, everything, and you're kind of blown away like, ugh. And then your clients, like you said, they're just like, ew, this is a pain in the butt. You like, I don't want to do this. And you're like, no, maybe we can get the sellers to fix it beforehand, but you're already like trying to like, what is it called? Like winning a losing battle. Because all of a sudden now that it's already a negative experience.
Yeah.
And we don't want that negative experience.
No. And then I think another thing too that homeowners may overlook when they're trying to sell, and I actually teach my buyers to look for this, is the dirty AC vents.
Yeah, the intakes.
The intakes and the returns.
Yeah.
Both of them.
You're right.
Because if you're a wise person who trained me many years ago, I don't remember who it was. I just said a wise person. I don't really remember who it was. But they told me to look for that. And the point of it is if the homeowner has dust and dirt in those, intakes and air vents, they're probably not changing the filter every 30 or 45 days like they're supposed to, which may lead the buyer to believe that the homeowner doesn't take care of the house in general.
Exactly.
And do that maintenance. So I have seen buyers where they'll walk in and they'll look right up at the vents. They'll see it's like dirty and filthy. And unfortunately, that just set the tone for the whole showing.
Yep. Because now they're looking at everything and they'll like nitpick it more than maybe it's worth it. Personally, too, when I'm going into houses, because I have allergy issues, it kind of freaks me out, too. Like, as a human being, when I'm seeing and I see all this dust and, like, those, like, cobwebs and everything on the vents, because that's what I'm breathing in. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't want to be here. I have that reaction. So if I'm having that reaction, could you imagine how the buyers are feeling with everything? And that's, like, on the good side. What if you see those vents and you see, like, all the black spots?
Yeah.
Like, that's worse. And you're just like, oh, I really don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And so, like, we'll have buyers that are like that. So, yeah, I definitely tell all my sellers, like, when we're walking a property, before putting it online, like, they have to clean that stuff.
Yeah.
Get it all done, so.
Another one, too, I just thought of is the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You can have the most perfect house. You can have a perfectly manicured lawn with great curb appeal. But if you're in a community that doesn't have an HOA, per se, and your neighbor has a boat, 3 RVs, 10 cars, and a pile of junk, and 10 animals running around in their front yard, that's going to definitely turn off some buyers.
I've had that experience.
Or having the neighbor in a certain area just out in, mowing the lawn in his Speedo.
Oh, you've seen that neighbor?
Yeah.
Speedo? I mean, at least he was covering his junk.
Yeah. I don't think he really wanted anyone to move in next door, so he was purposefully doing that when they were showing. I do think that there are some human beings out there that just want to be left alone and they don't want new neighbors and
like, I don't want to be friendly with anybody.
Yeah, but it really does turn a buyer off. Unfortunately, there's not much a seller can do about that, though.
Right. The neighborhood, that's a little more tricky kind of thing.
Yeah. But it really does make a difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So to kind of clear it up or wrap it up, we had the lighting, the smells, the vents,
curb appeal,
and then the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's like 5 things.
I would say
that's a good
that,
solid 5.
Yeah, I would say that's the main thing. And then, what do you think are some things that they look for that would really, turn them on towards the house? Because that's the other part of this too.
Like how well kept, like the interior is, like the appliances, how well updated your cabinetry is, bathrooms. Kitchens and bathrooms are probably the 2 biggest areas where if they were renovated or updated, even with like out the living room and stuff like that, people be like, oh, okay, because now they know that things have already been handled and maintained properly.
Yeah, I would say one of the most inexpensive things, and I say inexpensive because bathrooms and kitchen renovations can be very, very costly depending on how big they are.
Yeah.
But one of the main things a homeowner can really do to make their home more appealing to a buyer is the flooring.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Get rid of old, dated, worn out carpet.
in our area right now, everybody wants LVP.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's waterproof, it's pet proof, like it's great, it's easy to clean up, doesn't absorb, and then it just looks clean, you know, with today's, I guess, finishes that are in, right? Whites and grays came back out of nowhere, like back from a 90s trend. And I mean,
they're going away.
I think they are slowly going to transition.
We're going more into like the natural, neutral colors again, which I am all for.
Right. But, you know, having the flooring done, let's say the flooring costs you, if it's a single story home, let's say it's about 1,500 square foot. I'm just spitballing here. Yeah. But you're probably going to about $10,000 for like a 3-bed, 2-bed. Yeah. 3-bed, 2-bath installed. And that really does go a long way, because when the buyer, if the rest of your home is not renovated and the buyer walks in the front door and they see these nice, beautiful new floors installed, that, again, like I said earlier, it can set the tone for the showing, and it can really just be like, oh, wow, these floors are really, really nice. And I've walked buyers through homes that I thought were shitholes, and it had nice flooring, and that's what they kept saying, like, oh, the flooring is so nice. Oh, the flooring is so nice. Or I've had sellers ask me, you know, what can I do to make the home, you know, more appealing to buyers?
I've done that too.
The flooring.
Flooring more than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's just so
and a
much.
fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
I think goes a long way on both the interior and exterior.
Oh, yeah. Especially with our Florida sun and everything, if they start seeing the paint fading on the outside or getting that chalky appearance and stuff, then you know, you're just exposing your house to the elements. So.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to like the air conditioning, cleaning. Yeah, are they maintaining, and are they actually like taking care of their home? Right.
And I think at the root, it's all, can you tell if the homeowners have been taking care of it? Right. And then you feel comfortable as the future homeowner, like, okay, I'm not going to have all these like hidden issues later. So I agree. I think that's good.
Yeah, that wraps up this segment, which was really about, you know, what attracts and what deters buyers. Yeah. And then stay tuned for our Coach's Corner of the month.
Now it's time for Coach's Corner, where you learn not to be a little real estate bitch.
And in this month's Coach's Corner, where we coach you agents on how to better work with buyers and sellers, we are going to talk about simple but effective prep that you can give to your sellers to make their home more appealing.
Yeah. So I'm going to take it from the perspective, like you have a homeowner who either doesn't have a ton of capital put into the house, or they just don't want to spend it because, you know, they're leaving that property. So they're not trying to make huge investments or renovations because they're not going to use it. I'd say the biggest ones, decluttering. Like now it's time, if you have a ton of artwork or a ton of your own personal like family photos on the wall, things like that, like start storing them, throw them in boxes, kind of.
Now why?
Because at this point you want your house to have a neutral like palette, so that way the buyers that are coming into it aren't staring at you, because then they know they're invading your space. If it's neutral, like you can have decor items out and everything, but like they don't want to feel like they're going into your area. Now they're going to be picturing it from their perspective. So that they're seeing the layout, they're seeing the lighting, they're seeing like how their furniture could fit in there. And once you have your personal, like if you have a giant family photo portrait on the wall, it kind of kills that vibe for them, because they're not seeing them.
And then let's be honest, people are judgy as hell.
Yeah, there's that part too. They're going to totally look and see like how many kids, were there animals in there, totally looking on like if the couple looks like they should be a couple, because I've heard conversations like that. You gotta say you've done that too. Yeah. You never had your like buyers be like, oh, they're together? Like,
no.
Just me?
Judgy, but not like that, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've totally had that happen.
Yeah.
It was an age gap.
I would say for me too, other than the photos, I always tell my sellers, potential sellers, that less is more, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, the kitchen countertops, like clear them out.
Yeah.
The bathroom vanities, put everything like underneath in the cabinet, especially when you're taking the photos and things like that.
Yeah.
You want the buyer to be able to envision what they can do with the space.
Yeah. And we wanted them to see like the raw space.
Right.
So like being able to see how much countertop space they have to fit their million Ninja appliances, maybe their toaster oven, their coffee machine, like that's what you want, instead of them staring at maybe all of your stuff or your blender, things like that. So that'd be a big one for sure.
Yeah. What else you got?
I'd say a good cleaning. So we want, just to get all the dust, the cobwebs, making sure that your filters, all your vents and everything look spotless, because when they're going in and it looks like the house has been already cleaned, it just gives them a better feeling that it's been well maintained. And you want buyers to have peace of mind that they're not buying a problem property.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So, like, no deferred maintenance. Like, this would be the time, like, if it's time to get your AC service and stuff, like, these are the things you should be doing just to make sure that you have that, like, again, clean palette. And they're like, oh, this is great. I could just move in. I don't have to worry about extra expenses now that it's going to be my home.
Yeah. I would say another simple, and you can say it's cost effective in a way, is maybe even having a pre-home inspection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It may cost you a couple $100s as a homeowner, but agents, if you have your potential sellers do a pre-inspection, it can really, really help you, determine and get things knocked out of the way that may become issues later.
For sure.
Right?
I think it's also because, again, everybody's so price conscious. We don't know what's happening in terms of like the financial markets, the ups, the downs, interest rates, or anything like that. So buyers are really careful about how much that they're investing and that they're spending. So the more peace of mind, the more that we can provide them that, like, hey, this is the cost and you shouldn't have a bunch of unknowns hit. Of course, you can't guarantee it, but just giving them that like certainty that like you have a good investment here.
Yeah, and I think from the cost perspective, let's just say a pre-inspection on a whatever size home cost, I don't know, $200, $300, right?
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
the inspector finds maybe one or two little leaks, nothing major, and that maybe the AC needs to be serviced.
Yep.
It is so much better and cost effective for the seller to take care of that issue now before it comes up on the inspection report. Because
Exactly.
when it comes up on the inspection report, now they may ask you for thousands of dollars off, which is a little bit more than what it really costs.
Exactly.
Because they think it could be worse than what it really is.
Right.
So I know that's not really like, it is prep, but it's not
Yeah.
prep in a way. But
No, it's
just,
totally
you
cost-free.
definitely want to make sure that your house is up to code and up to par so that the buyers don't freak out and want, you to give them the house for free pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Saving, like you said, spending that $300, finding out your HVAC needs to be serviced versus it coming up on inspection. Now they're like asking for a whole new system where you're like, nah, I'd rather spend $100 to clean it.
Now, we also in this episode talked about smells.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So what would you recommend for the simple, cost-effective prep for the house smelling good, but not too good?
Not too good? How can a house smell too good?
Well, if you think of, okay, so we talked about cat pee, right?
Oh, yeah.
But now, if someone, I've been in houses where owners will leave candles on almost in every single room. And it smells nice, but then the buyer's like,
It's like too much.
What are you trying to hide?
Right.
Why are you overdoing like the artificial smells?
Yeah.
So like,
That's
what
true.
what do you recommend in that regard?
I think having one scent, like just a uniform. One of my always go-tos was not even a candle, but like the natural smells of like boiling or simmer. They call them simmer pots, but you throw like orange in there, a sliced orange, apple, cinnamon, and you just let it simmering on the stove. So it's more of like a natural cooking smell, but it's a pleasant one. And that's the only thing you have in there. Because then you don't have that artificial smell to it. It's more like, oh, someone was just cooking. But like it's pleasant. So then people are like, oh, this is great. Now I can know like it's a great family home and it feels warm and inviting, that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, simmer pot, definitely the way to go, but like that's it.
Yeah, and I think in my opinion, the last thing I would think of is, if the seller has, the money.
Yeah.
Because it'll cost a little bit, but not a ton, is if you paint the interior of the home with a nice fresh coat of paint, I think it could go a really long way.
Definitely.
It'll help mask any smells. It'll cover up any holes that may be from picture frames. And
I'd also say too, like as the seller, you're so used to seeing your walls and everything like that, that taking that step back and actually looking at them, you don't realize maybe there's a couple scuffs or like there's a corner that every time you walk by, so it's a little more dingier than the rest of the house. And you really want that clean aesthetic going on. More than anything else. Like you can have a dated house, but as long as it looks clean, people are okay with that. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah.
Right. So yeah, there you go. We have paint, we have decluttering, we have getting rid of your personal like portraits all over the place.
Smells.
Smells for sure. Yeah, I think that was a good one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, appreciate you guys watching and just listening. Love to get your thoughts on if there's anything else you feel like we missed that you feel like would be important for a seller to like pay attention to. But those are definitely like the most cost-effective ones we saw.
Now it's time for Video of the Month. Who the heck picked this jingle? They don't pay me enough for this
And in this month's Video of the Month, we have Miss Doolittle goes to an open house.
Honey, did you do any cleaning before your open house, dear? Oh, this is so nice. I can see my grandkids sitting right here next to me.
Eat your peas or no ice cream.
Okay, Lucretia. I'm not seeing any spices, dear. Apparently they don't know how to season. Oh, honey, the microwave above the counter? That's a back injury waiting to happen. No recliner? You know, my Harold used to say, if we can't lean back, we don't sit. There's not one flower on any of these walls. No. I know what's missing. There is not one single plaid curtain anywhere. Yeah, interesting choice of decor. Oh, you know, I wish I had one of these during my time on Naked and Afraid. They'd have to blur a lot more now.
Oh, Miss Doolittle.
So how did you feel about shooting Miss Doolittle?
She's fun. I have a blast with her. She's so judgy on like everything. She's like all those little, or you know, this may be me actually, but like those little weird off thoughts that you have, and she just says them out loud because she's that old lady that just does not give a crap. She's just like, boom, I'm gonna tell you everything.
The way you scream, eat your peas or no ice cream, like I was dying when you did that. And every time I watch that video over and over again, like that part gets me every time. And then I think the other part for me personally in this video that I really enjoyed, that I found funny, was when you were shooting it, essentially, where you were in the kitchen and you were like, you made the comment about not having any spices.
Yeah.
And then after we shot that, you opened the next cabinet in the corner and then it was all the spices.
Yeah, right.
So, and then it was even funnier as I was like, oh, this is actually an active listing that you're currently trying to sell, and your homeowners may see this, so they're going to be like, wait a minute, we have spices. What are you talking about?
Don't be judging us on our cooking skills. And it's like, it wasn't me. It was Miss Doolittle, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
She's
fun.
a fun character. That's
She
for
is.
sure. Yeah.
Like, she's not that crotchety old lady, but she's the old lady that totally just wants to judge and like nitpick everything.
And then like the Naked and Afraid comment at the end.
Right?
They really should pay us.
Oh, she's a hoot. Yeah. She's a fun character to do with all of that. Her plaid, like you said, she's fun.
So that concludes this month's Video of the Month, guys, and it actually concludes this month's episode of the Jimmy B and Annie O podcast.
Yep.
So thank you for tuning in. We'd love to get your feedback or questions, comments, concerns in the comment section, and we'll see you there.
See ya.
Oh my God!